I'm Stacey Dooley, and this is Luton, where I was born. I went to school here. I even worked at the airport, and then I moved away. But now I'm coming home to find out if it's true that Muslim extremists are taking over my town.
You and I will have to...
You look naked on the street.
Do I look naked? Do I really?
And if this is why the white right wing are on the rise here, I wanted to find out what's happening on the streets of my hometown. I want to track down the people I grew up with, including this man, Stephen Lennon. I used to know Stephen. Now he runs the English Defence League, a right-wing protest group launched in Luton to oppose what he sees as Islamic extremism. Coming back home, I had no idea what I was letting myself in for.
You are a naive woman.
Don't you dare speak to me like that. No, but this is my hometown as well. Listen. This is Bury Park. It's quite a famous part of Luton, actually. It's where a lot of the Muslim population live, loads of Asian people live here. And I've not actually shopped here at all, as I think I've literally been here once or twice. Drove through it and stuff. But it's really interesting because, you know, we are in an English town, but you could easily mistake it for not being English. Easily. There's loads of different mosques in Luton, is that right?
It is, yeah.
How many roughly would you say?
Roughly we're looking between at least 30 mosques in Luton town area.
Wow. That's quite a lot, no?
It's quite a lot.
Yeah.
It didn't take long to witness firsthand the extremism I'd been hearing about. I wasn't sure what they were marching for, but tensions were running high.
Your sister, brother! Your mother! Where is the shame? How dare they touch our woman?
It turns out the demo was in response to the arrest of local woman Mona Thorney, whose husband set off a bomb in Stockholm in 2010.
I cannot believe this. I've never seen anything on this scale before. And it breaks my heart to think that this is happening in my town.
Hands off Muslims! Hands off Muslims!
Everyone's got a right to protest, but I found their chanting provocative and extreme.
British police go to hell! British police go to hell!
This is a message to stop oppression.
Police burning hell. British police burning hell.
Yeah, because...
No real Muslim wants anyone to burn in hell.
Yeah, but for what they've done, for the consequences
You can't
of their
pick and
actions.
choose. You can't pick and choose. You can't.
You either believe or you disbelieve.
You know
You
what?
choose to wear this, I choose to wear that.
You and I will
That's why you
have
look
to...
naked on the street.
Do I look naked? Do I really? I don't look naked.
Who are you trying to seduce?
No one's trying to seduce me, and I'm not trying to seduce anyone. You shouldn't judge me how I try not to judge you. You are. You've just said who am I trying to seduce? No one.
I said I am judging.
Well, I don't judge you because I'm above that.
Go wear some clothes.
Excuse me, go and put on some clothes. How you choose to live, how you choose to dress like that, I choose to dress like this. You don't start.
It's okay.
Don't you dare speak to me like that. No, this is my hometown as well.
All right, stay then.
No, I'm walking.
Okay.
I am walking. No, I can do what I want.
Okay.
That girl's just... I don't mind. Point away. Point away. Because you're not scaring me. I try my hardest to sympathise with people who are maybe different to me. And it's a tiny minority that play up. Who are you trying to seduce? Go and put some clothes on. You look naked. Oh.
They've been arrested. They've been harassed by the police.
Such a shame.
No evidence whatsoever.
And right here we see the entire problem on full display. Now look, it's not just these people with bags over their heads, these death cult members marching down some perfectly normal, nice English town, ruining the town, making the town totally undesirable place to be. Talking about, fuck the police? British police go to hell? Oh my god, this is not going to end well. Yeah, these people are reprehensible. We all know that. That's not the story. What is the more interesting part of the story is nice liberal people like this Stacey character who is just oblivious. I mean, honestly, it is scary. She's walking in this mob of people, and she tries to no true Scotsman, a Muslim, to her face. She's like, no true Muslim would want somebody to go to hell. She's telling a woman in full niqab, or whatever they call those fucking things, that she's not a real Muslim. Imagine the profound stupidity of this exchange. Stacey, what do you know about what it is to be a Muslim? Of course they want people to go to hell. It's a central premise of their book. It's like saying to a Christian, no true Christian would ever relish the thought of somebody else going to hell. That is so off. It is so wrong. Another key insight into what makes up a sort of nice, can't we all just get along type, little kumbaya girl, is when she says, I don't judge you. You shouldn't judge me. She's like telling her that she looks naked and that who's she trying to seduce. And she says, well, you shouldn't judge me because I don't judge you. I'm above that. So she thinks it's noble to not judge people. When did this become the norm? What? Maybe prejudge, and even that I have a problem with because it ignores facts. It's like saying, do you prejudge this mountain lion that just approached you during your walk into the hills? Yeah, I do prejudge that mountain lion. Based off evidence, based off facts. But forget prejudging, judging. Of course I'm going to judge people on what they say, what they do, what they stand for. I'm going to judge them on every single one of those things. Why? Because I'm not going to pass the buck. I'm not going to just pretend it's all relative and, who am I to judge? I'm Devin Tracy. That's who I am to judge. And you are whoever you are, and you should put your foot down and have the courage of your convictions to be able to assess the rightness or wrongness of anybody's actions or ideas. If somebody says a hateful idea, and I determine it to be a hateful idea, I will say so, and I will give my reasons. This is total cowardice. I'm above this. It's beyond cowardice and it's beyond weakness because it's posing as this self-righteous, noble act. Oh, I don't judge people. I don't judge anybody. I'm above that. Do you know what I mean? I'm above it. Right? Well, put it this way. They're not above it. You shouldn't be above it. You should judge people based on what they say and what they do. Oh, and here's a priceless moment when this black guy gets up in her face pointing his finger. I'd like to rip that finger off and jab it into his eye socket. Oh, it's racism, but oh no, it's not. This is precisely the point. Take a look at this picture. Now listen closely. Fuck that black Muslim. And fuck that fat brown Muslim right behind him. Fuck that Middle Eastern Muslim. And behind him, fuck that bald-headed white Muslim cunt. Did you see that? Do you know what the takeaway is from that? I secretly love Asians. That's right, folks. I hate all races except for the Asians. I have race fever. It's unbelievable. I'm sitting next to my Korean girlfriend right now. She's massaging my feet.
Do you think it's fair that you should say British police need to burn in hell?
That's a freedom of speech. If they wish to say it, they can say it.
In Islam, doesn't it say that you have to respect the law of the land that you're living in?
No.
I thought it did. One of the saddest things is people have brought their kids along. Any extreme group with extreme views should probably try and leave their kids out of it until they're old enough to make their own decision. So how are we ever going to get there if they keep involving kids? Maybe I could get some sense out of Anjem Chowdhury, who I'd seen in the media spouting lots of extreme Islamic ideas. Please may you tell me who this group are and why you're out today.
Yeah, you find here today a number of people from Luton who are just ordinary Muslims from the local community. Some of them used to be part of Al-Muhajirun or Muslims Against Crusades. And ultimately they're here today because of the raid of 2 Muslim women earlier this month. And they were also strip searched, so that is a violation of their honour.
What's the solution? If Muslim people are in the wrong and they are committing crimes, no one's above the law.
If the law of the land is Islamic, we respect the law of the land.
What if it's not Islamic?
If it's not Islamic, then the law of the land and those who make it can go to hell, quite honestly, because Allah said in the Quran, in chapter 33, verse 1, He said, O Prophet, fear Allah and do not obey the disbelievers and the hypocrites. Is David Cameron a Muslim or a disbeliever? guys.
I can't
just
speak
leave.
on camera,
So you can't obey him. So he can go to hell, as well as all of the other leaders.
Do you think I should go to hell because I'm a non-Muslim?
You're on your way to the hellfire because you're a non-Muslim. All non-Muslims are destined for the hellfire.
Do you really believe that?
Yes, and you will be fueled for the hellfire as well. But the fact is that you have an opportunity to change.
That hurts me to think that you think that of me, because you don't really know me, and you think I'm destined to hell because I'm non-Muslim.
You said you're not a Muslim, so that's enough for me to know that you're not Muslim. If you're not Muslim, you're destined for the hellfire, unless you change.
I find it sad that anyone would preach such a damning message. The only consolation is that of the 30,000 Muslims living in Luton, there are less than 100 at this rally.
I don't even know how to sum up in words, even to tell you how I'm feeling right now. I feel completely gutted. I'm gutted that this is happening.
I do feel shocked at this protest, but surely this isn't a true representation of all the Muslims in Luton.
I've watched this a couple times, but it still brings me joy. I mean, to see it all come crashing down around her, the realization of like, this guy here is the leader of this group, and he's telling you you're going to be fuel for the hellfires because you're a non-Muslim. And Sharia law is the only law, and Islam will dominate. And she's like, wait a minute, can't we just figure this out? I mean, wait a minute, this doesn't make sense. So all she has left is the insane liberal concept that, oh, well, it's not all Muslims, so don't worry about it. It's not a problem, folks, because it's not all Muslims. When the Mongolian hordes attacked you, you know, it wasn't all the Mongols either. And all the Germans weren't Nazis. And, I mean, this goes on and on. This is so insane. She's going into evasive maneuvers. And the evasive maneuver is, I must shift my focus from these people I'm seeing here and from the other people that surely agree with these people to people that don't agree. So let me just... If I focus over there, then this problem goes away. What anybody has ever said about Islam is we are worried about the people who are the problem, not the people who are not the problem. I have a problem personally with every Muslim, as I do with every religious person. It's just on a gradated scale. It's just a spectrum of it. The Islamic spectrum happens to be severely tilted towards the I am seriously condemning and seriously worried and troubled by this group. For example, Wiccan. I just did a video about witches, right? This witch who showed us her cosmic vagina or cosmic vulva, whatever it was. Do I have a problem with her? Yes. I think she's crazy. I think she is certifiably crazy and believing in things that are not real. That is a problem. Where on the spectrum of that is she compared to, say, a suicide bomber? It is conversations like that where we actually analyze the spectrum of concern we have for any one idea or for any one religion that so often gets avoided. It so often turns into, wait, you're saying all of them are like this? Wait a minute, you can't blame the people that did this act of terror on the people that didn't do the act of terror. It's like it becomes this ridiculous shell game of just it's a hot potato. It's a, let's avoid the truth. The truth, it's too hot. Here, pass it on. Let's change the topic. Woo, what are the Christians up to? What the fuck? What was the KKK up to 100 years ago? Change the topic. Change it.
And just around the corner, I come face to face with one of the sides of Islam that most upset people like the EDL.
I was walking down this road and I met a couple of girls who were in the full-on burqa, and they were really sweet. And then they went, Stacey, we watch all your programmes off the telly, can we have a picture? Took all their little burqas off, it's really sweet, and they've come to speak to us now. Nice to see you again. I made up I bumped into you because I think there can sometimes be maybe a misconception. So it'd be nice to hear what you girls reckon. But yeah, we'll go and have a tea. Will we go this way? So talk me through the niqab, because I'm obviously totally out the loop, niqab-wise.
It's part of our religion. Girls aren't supposed to be mixing with boys.
Okay.
And this is like, in a sense, a protection.
Yeah, there are some maybe people in Luton and England, oh, you know, girls shouldn't wear niqabs or burqas because we can't see their face, we can't see their expressions. Can you sympathise with what they're saying?
Normally how they see girls around town, they just want it to stay like that. They're not really used to it. so I can get them in that case, but then again, it is our choice.
Do you feel like sometimes people who aren't Muslim judge you without even talking to you and just like give you dirty looks?
Does
it go that far? Do they give you dirty looks?
Yes.
Sometimes they even say stuff.
When they were in Luton, kids, they were shopping, and another girl was like, "Oh, I don't want to touch her. She's Muslim. She's yeah."
I wanted to experience what living in Luton was like for these girls. So, the next day, they agreed to help me see the town through their eyes. Is there any room at the inn? Yeah, I can see like that. I look so different, don't I? We headed for the town centre. This is my first ever outing in my niqab. Oh my god, I wonder how people are going to act towards me. I know. Quite excited to find out. I better not get any lip, else I'll be like, what did you say?
Oh my gosh, they're looking back at us as well.
I do feel so different in this. I feel like people kind of staring a little bit. Oh my god, my heart's pounding.
What? Don't be scared.
That man's just told me to take my mask off.
Who?
That man over there has just told me to take my mask off. Oh, I would never, ever, ever dream of saying anything like that to anyone. Like, I genuinely wouldn't. Why do people think they can dictate what you wear?
Oh, it's the best moment I think I've experienced all year. What the fuck? Did you hear what she just said? Why do people think they can dictate what you wear? Why do people think they can dictate what you can wear? She's saying that to two Muslim women who have been forced into wearing hijabs. She's talking to two members of a death cult from the 8th century that have systematically dictated what women must wear for centuries. She is clueless, totally oblivious. How can she not see that? And yeah, sorry that guy told you to take off your mask. Maybe he believed in women's rights. Maybe he was a humanist. God forbid he was a guy trying to live in the 21st century. It is precisely the problem that you would never tell somebody what to wear. Not because you think, oh, everything's equal, man. It's all equal. If you want to beat your kid, then beat your kid. No problem. If you want to rape your wife, rape your wife. If you want to deny your women all the rights that women deserve, go ahead. Be my guest. Who am I to judge? That is the problem. It's not just the Muslims, folks. It's Stacey and this mentality, which is a disease all unto its own. It is a total sham. It is a cowardly and immoral stance to take. And it is utterly priceless that you would say to two Muslim women, why do people think they can dictate what you can wear? Well, Stacey, let me answer you. Because they think that the Prophet Muhammad and his teachings and Allah give them the right to dictate what you can wear. That's who. And if you choose not to, you will be beaten or killed. Most likely killed. If you say, you know what, I don't like this shit. I don't want to be told, or in your words, dictated to as to what I need to wear. I'm leaving this. Guess what? You are now a criminal that deserves to be put to death by stoning. Now, digest that fact for a split second. Why don't you go think about that the next time you're doing your hair and makeup? Jesus Christ, Stacey. Is she on Twitter? Somebody tweet this shit to her.
I mean, how does it make you feel when people say stuff like that?
No,
Oh, don't be scared. You'll get no lip when you're with me. I'll give him a knuckle sandwich. It's not good though. It's a shame. It's a shame that he's acted like that. My God. Do you know what? And I'm not just saying this like to be dramatic. I actually felt really uncomfy. The thing is, in Berry Park, I feel totally comfy. I even forgot I had it on at one point. And I stepped out of Berry Park and I came down the town and I automatically felt really different. I knew you'd get a few stares and, you know, people aren't evil and racist because they stare, but I didn't think I'd get that kind of nonsense off people. Take your mask off. It probably would be easier, wouldn't it, to just stay in Berry Park?